Hello and welcome to Amethyst Star Crafting. My name is Jane Allmark and I'm a UK independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. And today we're looking at Bamboo Beauty again because I really love this stamp set and I feel that it's a little bit underutilised at the moment. I haven't seen a lot of it about and I think it's beautiful. The sentiments are just lovely and the fonts of them are wonderful. And today we're going to team it with the Colour Soft Succulent, and we're going to be using, to give a bit of interest, the Scalloped Contours dies. Now these dies are absolutely brilliant because they come as layering dies and they give they're rectangles which have all sorts of different things. Now I've done a few things with them, but today we're just using them as dies. So we're using this one, which is the second largest one round. It's got the lovely stitching on it. And we're also going to be using this one, which is the middle-sized one. And it has some slots in that you can put ribbon through. So I thought that that would be quite fun to show you as well. So this die set, Scalloped Contour Dies, comes as a bundle with the Colour and Contour stamp set, which is, let me just show it to you. That's the stamp set. So you have the dies to cut this, this and this out. Then you have all of those layering dies. So the pair of them together, you will get a 10% discount. So worth having a look at if you want your discount, because as I say, if you buy the dies and the stamp set, you get the 10% discount. I always tend to do that because if I'm going to get the dies, or if I'm going to get the stamp set, I tend to get the dies with it if they're dies that have a lot with them, and these are perfect. So I've started to give a little bit of a head start so that the video isn't too long by die cutting out. We're using Soft Succulent as a card base, so for the mat. And then we're going to use this lovely piece is going to come in on the center like that. And then I've stamped on the piece that I was showing you, the bamboo that bends is stronger than the oak that breaks. And that is going to go in through on the center like that. So we've got some layers and we've got a bit of interest going on. Now we need to do the stamping. So the first bit I'm going to do is I'm going to do this matte piece, and we're going to use the bamboo stems. So I'm going to take those out and we need to mat them on, or mount them onto one of the larger blocks like that. And I think I need to do it, they both need to go on the large box. So I'm going to have to take them on and off because I haven't got, unless I can be a little bit clever. Let me see if I can be a little bit clever on here and put these fairly close to each other like that. So I've got them both on here so I can stamp them both at the same time. Now I just need to make sure that I've got them. Needs to be that way up, doesn't it? That way, and that's the, I always have to look at the piece to see. So the fatter piece is at the top on here, and this piece comes the other way round because it needs to be in that direction, doesn't it? So I can literally just put that on there. So I make sure that I've got them in the right direction, because it's frustrating when you don't. Okay, so I think that that will then come through like that. I might just move that just a little bit closer so I can take that off and just line it up just a little bit closer like that. So I think that that will work. Okay, so I'm going to do it to save swapping my stamps each time. We're going to do it as a double one and see if that works. So let me just ink this up. You have to go sort of up and down and tapping carefully to make sure that you've got them all up. And then I'm literally just going to start from the end. Oh yes, that's lovely. I do love this. I love the way that our stamps are now in such a way that you have these beautiful variegations going on. So do them with a little bit of a gap in between and not. I'm just taking them right the way across to just give the background. And I want this one. I have to get my head just in underneath to just make sure that that comes. I'm going to bring it down a bit so I can hopefully see just a little bit so that comes off at the end. Yes, lovely. So you've got a row of those lovely bamboo coming through as the background piece, tone on tone. So that's our first piece. Then we're going to have this that's going to go on top. So we're only going to have a little bit of this showing. Oh, excuse me, just sneezed. They always come in 2s or 3s. So it's the start of hay fever season here. And we've had, as I was telling you last week, torrential rain. And now, excuse me, that was my third. And now it's gone to this sort of excuse me, this humid weather, and the humid weather causes all the pollen and everything to go, and I do sometimes suffer from hay fever, so excuse me just having a little bit of a sneezing fit as we go, but that's from me doing everything as it goes along and is live sort of one on the other. So we're going to take the 2 leaves out, and then I am going to, so that's our background piece, we can put that to one side. Then this one I want to add these lovely little leaves on there, so this one is going to fit on here just, and this one I can put it onto the larger one. I think, no I can't, I can put it onto this one. So I'm just going to pop it onto this block here, and then that can work. So again, I'm using the soft succulent, so it's all going to be really one colour apart from the black. Now, before I start, at the bottom corner, I want to stamp this little symbol. Now, I've no idea what it says. It would be lovely to know, but I don't speak Japanese. So if anybody does, or anybody knows, again, all of you that are my subscribers are a font of knowledge. So if you know what this means, please let me know, because I'd love to know what it means. And I've got to make sure that I've got it the right way up. So the larger one comes at the top. So let me just make sure that I've got this in square. And this one I am doing in a black at the corner, because I've got the words in the black. And I wanted a very deep black. So I'm going to put this down in on the corner. And hopefully it will, there we go. So I've got the little symbol down in the corner, and then I can, let me find my Simply Chamois, which I've just put down here so I can clean it off. There we go. And then I'm going to put I'm going to use these leaves in a pattern. Now they are going to, let me make sure that that's there. Okay, so I need to face them inwards, and I'm going to have one like that, have one like that, and one in on that corner. Then I want to do some of the larger ones, and I'm only going to ink up the top part because I want that to sort of come in on the top. Oh yes, that's quite nice actually, because it's just a different sort of shape. And then probably put it in at, make sure that I haven't got the ink on there, which I don't think I have. Take that in that way. Let's put this on and see how much is showing. Ooh, not a huge amount. I need a little bit more showing than that. So let's take this one. And I can take this right up to the top at that sort of angle, I think. Let's take that one there. So it doesn't matter what the inside's doing because that's really not going to show. Take that in like that. Okay, so we've got some of these going, and this, as I say, is going to go in over the top like that. So you're not going to have again a huge amount of it showing, but just enough. Now let me then put this in on here. So that looks nice. I actually want to have a little bit more. So I'm going to do it the other way round. So let me just take, I'm going to use the smaller one, and I'm going to take it from this corner like that. So it's going over the edge and maybe at a bit of an angle. So we've got some of these coming through because I really like the shapes of these. So I think by doing them over the edge, it means they're going to show up a little bit more and give just a little bit more detail on there. I don't want too much rounding on there. Okay, I think that will work. Let me just take this back in on here. That's going to come down there, and then that's going to go in on top. That's better. So you've got that little piece coming through, and then I need to have that so that it's not going, there we go, so it doesn't come through. And then what we need to do is we have got to take, so let me just clean these bits up and put them away. We need to have some ribbon that's going to go through on the top of here, because that I think will, oh, it's got a bit too much on there. Just clean this one up. Okay, so this die is a rather clever piece because this has got two little slots in here. So it means that you can put some ribbon in underneath, and I'm going to use my absolute favourite metallic mesh ribbon. I love this, and it's nice and wide as well. So I need a piece that is going to come across and round right the way across on the card. So I'm going to take it at about that length. Let me just take some scissors and cut it in half. And then, and you can use any ribbon you want because it's quite a thick piece. So I'm just going to, we'll have to see how easy it is to actually put this ribbon in because it's a very fine ribbon. But if I put that through that side and then bring it up, sorry, you probably couldn't see that with my hands a bit close. Bring that up that side. Let me just get that piece in. Okay, so that then comes through rather nicely all the way through, and then we can put this in on here. Now, I really need to have some layer and definition in this, so I'm just going to grab some dimensionals, and I also need to just grab have I got a white card base that I can just show you? Yes, I have. So I've got that one that I can use the back of. Okay, so let me just grab some dimensionals from my pot. Yes, I think we're going to need standards for most of this. So that's our base piece. And we're going to put some dimensionals in on the top of here. That's a bit grubby down there, isn't it? Let's move it. Probably need to move it there because you probably can't. Yes, you can just see it on there. Okay, so I'm going to put dimensionals on each one of the layers because I want to have it. And you know me, I don't tend to put a lot of dimensionals on, but for this particular card, the layers are going to make all the difference, I think. So we'll have this one on here. Take these pieces off. So I wonder if any of you around the world had horrendous weather over the last few days. We've had, we didn't have any thunderstorms, or I didn't have any thunderstorms in the southeast where I am, because I'm in Surrey in the southeast of England. But my goodness, we had a month's worth of rain fall in 24 hours. So everything got very, very wet and soggy. And now, as I say, it's started to get a little warmer. So it's really humid out there. Okay, so that's given us that piece. This one we want to put dimensionals on as well. I'm having this just sort of hanging loose at the moment because I don't want it to, make sure that's tucked in. I want that to get stuck. Right. So I need to put, that's going to be interesting as well. So if you look at the ribbon here, I want the ribbon to sort of run free until I've put it on. So I'm just going to put, I could probably do with some smaller ones, couldn't I? Let's have a look at the minis. I think the minis will probably work better with this because until I've stuck it down, I want to make sure that my ribbon runs straight. So I'm going to put one, whoops, in each one of the corners here. And then this piece in the center is going to, see it's sliding around. It's a really rather clever die that allows you to pop this ribbon through in the center. And I think, you know, Christmas time with some lovely wide red ribbon or green ribbon. I'm hoping the Christmas or the autumn winter mini catalogue comes out. For me, I can get it, I will see it in the next week, order it for the beginning of next month, and then you guys will see it after that, unless you want to become a demonstrator like myself, and then you will be able to see it as well nice and early. Right, I'm concentrating to just get this in centered, but I want that little piece showing down on there, and then this you can see slides beautifully, so I can get it nice and straight, and then it can just come in on the other side of here, where I can put some stamp and seal. To remember not to talk as I wander away to my other part of my desk. Some stamp and seal, because that just tags it down nicely. So I just need a little bit in there and a little bit in there. This metallic mesh ribbon is really good because it's very fine, so you don't necessarily have to put dimensionals through onto the other layers. So that's going to come just down like that and attach to that piece. Then I can pull it taut and it can pop down and go into the other side like that. Okay, and then you have, let me just put this on. So this is a card blank. It's actually the other one of another. So I'd put that in on here like that. And then you've got this lovely, I'm not sticking it down because it's on the back of one. It's just to show you. You then have this lovely layered card using the Bamboo Beauty. And as I say, I think it's just lovely. I think that the layering dies as well are beautiful. Now, you could use this top one. You could have taken the, let me just get it out. And this works if you're in the US rather than the UK, because I could have, if I wanted to, is to have done this one. However, for me, it would have then meant it was too small and you wouldn't have been able to see any of the actual bamboo coming through. And I wanted to have this bamboo coming through on the side like that. So, hope you enjoyed that. As always, please stay safe and well, and please be kind. Look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye-bye.